Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth and today I'm going to bring you 3 quick reviews. Now, a gentleman from Flying Eye and No Brow Books sent me a spring and summer catalog and asked if I had any books in there that I might want to review for them, and I did. And 3 of the books that I requested were the Illustrated Biographies of Sigmund Freud, Karl Marx, and Albert Einstein. And all 3 of these are by Corinne Meyer and Anne Simon. I believe they were originally published in French and then have been translated in the last couple of years into English for us. I think either Freud or I think it's Freud is this year's release in English. But something I can say for all 3 of them is the artwork is fabulous, and they all 3 have really in-depth information about their subjects, and it's done in a way so that we can understand it and really get the feel for the person and see their entire lifespan and what they were trying to do, as opposed to just bits and pieces here and there. So I really enjoyed that. And let's start with talking about Einstein. Now, I believe I gave Einstein a 5 stars. It has fabulous artwork, just like all of them do. And they have really good quotes. They described the theory of special relativity in a fairly easy to understand way. I mean, it's relativity, so kind of easy, kind of not, but they did a good job of it. And then what else did I have marked? I followed my instincts. I often failed, but I was never scared of being wrong, which is fabulous. I love when those are, things like that are included. Little quotes that he said. And it's all written in first person, which is fabulous because typically in a biography, it's all third person, past, and it's boring and dry, and this really kept going very quickly. And another thing I can say for all 3 is I very much enjoyed the way they did the front covers, and the end papers are just the mint green there. But the last page of each of them has a final image, and it says that he's been looking for something called beauty. So I really like how they did that. And I gave this 5 stars. And this one, you could probably use it in a 8th grade through high school classroom, which is not the case with the next one I'm going to talk about. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is Sigmund Freud. And I love the front cover on this as well. And then the back is pretty grand. I didn't mark this one like the others because I'm ridiculous. This one, the reason I say that you probably shouldn't use it in a middle school, high school classroom is because, well, if you know who Sigmund Freud is and the things that he did and the things he researched and the ideas he came up with, yeah, there are a lot of naked ladies. There are a lot of people whipping each other. There are just all sorts of things in here that just really would not be appropriate for the classroom. However, I think I gave this one a 5 stars as well. It does really well. I think this page is safe if I show this side. There's the Oedipus complex that described that fairly well. And it talked about him having to leave places, getting kicked out, his family, and the 2 different families he had, the way he came up with things, and then how he came up with things, and other people kind of ran with them and he didn't appreciate it. And then the last page, it says, 23rd September 1939, my ashes rest here in one of my beloved antiques, but great men never die, so I'm not really dead. I've sown my ideas in every direction. I've disrupted the world's slumber. After me, psychoanalysis continued. And then the last pages always show kind of what they might think about how we're using their ideas. And then there's the very last page. Yeah, I gave this one a 5 stars. Freud really intrigues me, and I am just so happy that I got to read this and it can go on my shelf. It's very well done. Plus, my big brother and my best friend's little sister are both psychology majors. My big brother was, and then my little sister, my best friend's little sister, is getting her doctorates. So I get to say, hey, I've got an illustrated biography of Freud, and you don't, nah. So that was fun. All right, also, I've got this last one, which is Karl Marx. And I didn't know a whole lot about him, and what I knew about him, I didn't really like. But this, I did 4 stars because it seemed a bit drier, which is probably to be expected because of what he did in comparison to Einstein and Freud. You know, it's just not, it's not the same kind of thing. But he did try for a revolution, and I didn't really understand. I never really had much about him in class. So, he's a philosopher, and he wrote Capital and the Communist Manifesto, I believe. And he was nicknamed the Devil. So this is done in a lot of fun reds and yellows and oranges. It has a lot of great information about history, along with being about him. And then the last page says, only those who fight will see. And there's, I don't know if it's going to focus for you. This one uses the word ass a couple of times. So maybe if you're in a high school classroom, this would pass, but probably not 8th graders, because you know how 8th graders are. But I really enjoyed the depth that this went into, just like the rest, and I've learned some really great things about Karl Marx, which I found very interesting to learn them because I had not learned them previously, and it was fun to kind of delve into someone I did not know much about, because Einstein and Freud, as much as I enjoyed their books, I did know about them. So that's them. And also another thing I really love is that they're really thin, but they've got that feel of old school library biographies. So that's something I loved. There they are in all their prettiness. And I will leave a link to No Brow down below if you want to go and order them, because these are fabulous. And I will see you guys later. If you've read them or if you'd like to know more about them, please leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.